Hello all, AI Image Fan here. Today I'm going to build a workflow that is in ComfyUI. We're going to do a 1.5 to SDXL conversion. So I'm going to start with a 1.5 model using the Rev animated model. And then from this checkpoint I'm going to pull out the clip and see what it auto prompts with, and I do have a lora loader in there. So I'll go ahead and connect up the model to that as well. I'm going to use the RPG Orc model. So this is going to be a Orc or Half-Orc. Bring out the clip text encoder prompt. Do a Control-C, Control-Shift-V. That lets me keep the connections intact. And then I'm going to change the colors on these so that I've got a green for positive and red for negative prompt. Make it a little easier to see what's what. Pull out the connection from the text encoder and connect that up to a K sampler. So I get my positive and negative, bring my model in from the lora. For the latent, I want to use a empty latent image. Defaults to 512 by 512, which is good for a 1.5 model. From here, I'm going to pull out a VAE decode, and I want to connect up the VAE from the model. Now I'm going to pull out a preview image just to see kind of what I'm working with and what's going into the second run. Here I'm checking my K samplers configurations. I want to set my CFG up to a 9, and it looks like everything else in there will be okay. So let's come down here and start building the second pass. This will be the SDXL run. So bring in the checkpoint. I like to use the Juggernaut XL checkpoint when working with characters for my games. So let's pull the clip out to a lora loader. Excuse me. And connect up the model. And then for this, I'm going to use the RPG Orc XL model, or lora. And then I'll pull this out, and I'm going to search for an SDXL encoder. There we go. And then I'll do a Control-C, Control-Shift-V to duplicate that with its connection intact. And then let's go ahead and get these set properly where I want. Open up the text field a little bit. And then colorize them. Again, green for positive, red for negative. And then let's connect this over to a K sampler. And connect my negative up to that as well. Bring the model in from the lora. And then instead of bringing in a latent empty, I'm going to pull the latent down from my 1.5 run and do a upscale by a factor of 2. That'll change the image size to 1024 by 1024. And then I'll connect that output to the K sampler in the SDXL run. And then just line things up a little bit here. And I'll pull out the VAE decode. Bring my VAE all the way over from the model and connect that up. And then pull out an image preview. This way I'll see what I'm getting. I know it's going to be a pretty nice sized image, so let's go ahead and open that up. And then see if we can group these all up here. And that's nice. And I'll pull that down just a little bit, kind of differentiate between the two. Okay, check my sampler down here. I want to change this to a value of 30. The CFG I'm going to drop down to a 5. The sampler and scheduler I'm going to set for DPM, PP, 2M, and Keras. And then denoise value I'm going to put at 0.65. That means that 35% of the image is going to remain, 65% of the image is going to be recycled and used as just noise for building the new image. And let's go ahead and go grab my prompts here. Put in the 1.5 prompt, the text G for the SDXL prompt, just about identical, but it's got a few little tweaks here and there. The text L for my SDXL prompt is primarily detail and qualities configurations. And I'm not going to use any kind of negative prompt on this run. Let's see what I get first when I run it. So I'm just checking everything here, make sure the prompt's nice, make sure all my connections are good, and I'm not missing anything. Okay, it looks like everything is connected up the way I want it. My samplers are configured the way I want them. Yep. They're both on a randomized seed value, so it'll load in a new value, and let's go ahead and queue this up. Now my 1.5 run is pretty quick. I get about anywhere from 2 to 4 iterations per second, so with only 20 iterations that doesn't take very long. I did wind up with a headshot here. I do have full body in the text prompt, so I'll have to see if I can do a negative prompt to force that into a full body shot. But let's see what I get on the SDXL run. The SDXL run does take a little bit longer because of the fact that my card only runs about 1.5-2 iterations per, 1.5 to 2 seconds per iteration on the SDXL runs. So it takes a little bit longer for that to run. But let's see what we get here. And we got an orc, but I'm not sure what's going on with these hands. They're attached to his shoulders, it looks like. So I'm definitely going to run a second run of this and see if I can get rid of those. Let's go ahead and add a negative prompt for the headshot up here, see if we can force this into a full body picture. And then down here I'm going to just put deformed. That's really the best description for what that is with those hands. I don't really want to add anything else, so let's go ahead and queue this up. Again, my 1.5 run is nice and fast. And the SDXL run. It looks like I'm still getting a headshot, which I did put in headshot as a negative, so I'll have to tweak the positive prompt a little bit to see what I need to do to get that. And we're just going to open this picture up down here a little bit. It's a nice orc, but I don't like those hands like that. I guess I could have saved it and used the face for a token somewhere at some point, but that's alright. Let's see what we get here. And we definitely got a nice orc. Not as bulky or as muscular as I would like, but I'll go ahead and save this off. I'll use it as an NPC or something somewhere. So that'll be all for this procedure. Thank you so much for watching.